I spend over $2 million every month on Meta ads, and today I'm going to show you my entire Meta strategy. Not the basic tips everyone talks about, but the real systems which help me scale campaigns to levels most brands can only dream of. When you focus on the right things and only test what really matters, every single test helps you move forward, letting you grow your ads both vertically and horizontally in the way most advertisers never do. And here's the hard truth. Most people fail in Meta because they try to test too many things at once. They change their audiences, their ad type, their copy, all at the same time, making this giant mess where they can't even tell what's actually working. I literally see this happening every day in the accounts I audit. After years of making ads for different businesses across different niches and making thousands and thousands of ads each month, I've built a way to remove all of the guesswork which trips up most marketers and leaves them going round and round in circles. The exact same system I use to run ads in my agency and make thousands of ads a month is what I'm about to share with you. In this step-by-step guide, I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do. But first, for this to work, you have to have a proven product and a proven offer. If this isn't the case, all of this is pointless. Second, I'm going to show you the ad formats which are crushing for me right now. Thirdly, I'm going to show you proven ways to write ads which guarantee people click and buy. Fourth, I'm going to show you how you can scale vertically. And finally, I'm going to show you how to scale horizontally, reach a new group of people with the same ad formats. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can have continuous improvement so that you are inevitably going to make the best ads possible. This is a surefire system to scale your ad account. And some real tips you can use right away in your own ad account to get results today. Okay, now onto the real stuff. You've got a product and offer locked down. We want to reduce as many variables as possible so that we are effectively testing every time we're coming into a Meta ad account. The other variables left are creative and copy. Now, there are proven ad formats which work on every single ad account on Meta. It's just a fact. They work over and over again. I'm going to show you some now. You can use those in your ad accounts today. We're reducing another variable because these things are guaranteed to work as long as you get your copy right. And I'm going to give you the simplest, easiest to make ads so that you can go and apply this stuff today and you can see how well it works. Firstly, we have the us versus them still. You've probably heard of this and been told about it a million times. You might have actually tried it in your ad accounts and it hasn't worked. That doesn't matter. It will work as long as you get your copy right. Now, there's a few reasons why it works. One, it captures demand from your competitors. If you're showing you versus them, Meta is going to target the people who are in the them audience. So you're instantly stealing all their spend, all their hard work and getting these people into the funnel. You're taking it away. And then you're showing them how your offer is better. It's just a surefire way to win. This works really well if you've got big competitors in the market. There's loads of psychological and emotional reasons why us versus them works. People are risk averse, like they don't want to feel like they're getting mugged off. There's so many reasons why it works, and I'll talk more about the copy stuff in the next section. The next format is so simple, and we found it by scrolling through Instagram and finding the content which the top social organic aggregators were posting over and over again. And this format came up time and time again. So we applied the principles of it and applied it to Meta ads and applied some direct response copywriting to it, and it just crushes across all accounts. This is the number one thing you have to consider when making Meta ads is it native to the platform? When people are scrolling, does your ad stand out? Is it unusual? If your ad does not fit the platform, if it's like a high quality, high production ad, you're taking people out of their emotional brain state on the platform. You need to fit in just enough, get them to give you as much time as possible so that you can apply your message, make people feel those emotions, and then sell your product. And finally, the 7-second TikTok video. Basically, it's an organic UGC sort of creator, B-roll, just doing stuff with your product, and then you have text on screen. Now, whether it works or not is based entirely on the text on screen, the copy on screen. And I'm going to talk about that in the next stage. But just to clarify, these formats I know work on loads of accounts. They worked over and over again. And the reason why this is important is now you have a product which works, an offer which works, a format which works. And now your only variable is whether the copy and the messaging and the angle is actually the right idea. So you're literally testing one variable at a time. So you know it's down to your research and your copywriting. Now I'm going to talk about how you apply copy to these ads. Before I get into the actual copywriting part of it, there's some simple rules you need to know. You test one audience, one angle at a time. When you're running a test, you take one of these formats, you apply 10 headlines to it, targeting different angles, each with a different hypothesis. What Meta is going to do is spend almost all of the budget on one or two of these angles. What this tells you is those angles are the ones which you should dive into more. Meta likes them. Whether they're winners or not now, you actually have so much more data than you did before the last test. So for example, let's say you made 10 angles ranging from different demos, different ages, different audiences, all sorts. You found something which works on Meta, the demographic, whatever it is, something's working, and then you got to dive into it more. Then you write 10 headlines based around that specific thing. If that works and you're starting to get some results, then you try it in different formats. Push it as far as you can go. Now, copywriting is really simple these days. You can get ChatGPT to be better than like 90% of copywriters out there, at least 90% of marketers. Obviously, the best copywriters are gonna win. And to be that good at copywriting, it takes reps. You have to do this a lot. You have to study the greats, Ogilvy, Eugene Schwartz, Dan Kennedy. And then you have to apply those principles over and over again until you become better and better and better at it. But for now, ChatGPT is pretty good at writing copy. So you can get away with just using that if you're not very good. You can literally apply the ADA principle or the PADS principle to any of these ad formats and it will work really well. Pick your format, pick a benefit or target audience, ask ChatGPT to apply emotional motivator to the ADA or PAS principle, and then get it to do it 10 times and apply that to the same format. Run it in Meta. If you found a winner, you'll get one ad which spends all of the money. The information you've gained from that one single test is insanely valuable. If you zoom out, what you've done and what you're going to be doing every single time is you're going to be learning more and more about your customer every week. I had a brand. We scaled them from 60K a month to 700K a month in like 2 months of working with them. And from our iterative testing framework, we found out that this luxury angle crushed. Now our clients didn't think that it was the best. They didn't trust us. They kept asking us to test other things. We went back and tested it for them. We were so certain in our testing structure, but when our clients asked us, we told them, no, those angles don't work. This one is the best. Because we were so certain in our structure, we were able to spend less time and spend less money going back and forwards testing the same angles over and over again. And that same angle is still the best angle in the ad account. And we found it within the first week. So once you've found an angle which works, this is how you vertically creative test it. You apply that same angle to as many different formats as you can. Short video, long video, static images. And within those, us versus them, puberty stills, there's like 1,000 different ads you can copy off competitors and apply that same angle to it. And you can literally speak to so many more people on Meta. Like some people on Meta like the color blue. Some people on Meta like the color red. Meta's algorithm knows that. We don't know that. So as long as you have a lot of creative diversity in there, as much as possible, you're gonna be able to speak to as many people as possible with that same angle, which which works. So as long as you just keep pumping that same angle into different formats, increase in budget, or if you're running cost caps, the more stuff you add in, the more budget you'll spend a day. Everything works, the copy, the angle, the format, the offer, the product. And now you're literally trying to squeeze as much juice as possible and get yourself into different buying groups, as many as possible. Like I know my granny doesn't watch the same videos as I watch on Instagram. And if I'm an advertiser and I'm only making videos for me, then my granny is never gonna see that ad. And it might apply to both of us. To make horizontal scaling work, you need to be doing the same initial process. Horizontal scaling, what you need to be doing is doing that same initial process where you apply copy to a proven format over and over again for different demos, different audiences, different trigger moments, different emotional motivators, applying it over and over again so you reach the largest group possible. And then if you have multiple products, it's applying it to different products as well. If you keep doing that, you're gonna spread yourself wide and long, and you're guaranteed to win. Now, all of this is a lot of work. you're making so many ads that you don't even know how to scale or manage for media buying. Now, I'm just going to show you my really simple structure, which you could literally get anyone to do and guarantee success. It's a simple CBO testing with minimum spends and an ASC cost cap scaling campaign. I know that I'm never wasting budget because I'm putting my hundreds of new creative into my ad account every day. And then I don't have to set different ad budgets for those inefficiently every day. Meta will optimize it through a CBO well enough that I don't have to think about it. If I see some ads which I think are really good and are not scaling, I will do some manual pushing on them. I'm almost certainly always proven wrong. Once they win in the CBO, they get pushed up to the ASC scaling campaign on a cost cap. It's as simple as that. I don't have to think about scaling, unscaling ABOs. I don't have to worry about attribution on that. I can just focus on the main lever for my business and every other client's business. It's just making more creative, put it into a campaign, and not having to worry about stupid media buying stuff. The simpler my account, the more money I can spend, almost always. You got to ask yourself a question: who's more efficient, you or Meta? And it's almost always Meta. Comment below and subscribe, and I'll send you these plug and play ad formats into your inbox right away. So if you watch this far into video, you know how to scale horizontally, you know how to scale vertically, you know how to take out all of the guesswork in making ads and how to scale fast. But making creative at scale is really hard. Me and my team make thousands a week. If you're a brand looking to scale really quickly, hit up the link in my bio. Let's book a call and see if we can work together.